feel good.
Hello students, welcome to next lecture of Soil and Water Conservation Engineering. Last lecture we learnt about soil erosion, types of soil erosion and wind erosion. In the lecture 3 we are going to learn about factors affecting soil erosion and ill effects of soil erosion. So what are the factors affecting the soil erosion if we see? So that can be represented in the form of mathematical form as the soil erosion can be defined in terms of mathematical form as it is a function of CTVS, which means climate, topography, vegetation and soil. So soil erosion or the factors affecting the soil erosion can be defined in mathematical form as it is a function of CTVS. So what are the climatic factors if we see? The rainfall, wind, humidity and solar radiation. So how does rainfall affects the soil erosion? So as we seen, the primary cause of raindrop splash erosion is the rainfall. So the kinetic energy of the raindrop hits the soil surface and it disintegrates the soil particles from earth crust. The amount of or the rate of soil erosion depends on amount, intensity, frequency and duration of rainfall, which means amount means how many centimeters of rain has been occurred, intensity means whether it is a heavy rain or the light rain, frequency means whether it is raining regularly, monthly, weekly or hourly, duration means what is the time for which rainfall is occurring. So based on all these factors, the amount and rate of soil erosion depends on. And the next factor is wind. So wind also accounts to a considerable amount of soil erosion as we discussed earlier. So wind speed affects the soil erosion, and wind characteristics influences the raindrop velocity and angle of impact. So if it is raining and at the same time wind is also blowing, then it affects the angle with which rain hitting the surface. If it is hitting straight, then the wind is blown means so it will hit the soil surface at some angle, then it may induce more soil disintegration from the earth crust. So in that way, wind also affects the soil erosion along with the rainfall. And wind also influences the evaporation and transpiration. Hence, so it will affect the soil water regime. Next is humidity and solar radiation. So as we know, our country, India, is near to the equator, so we receive maximum sun radiations for most of the year. So the temperature would be almost higher. So this temperature indirectly affects the soil erosion. So how does it affect means it influences the evaporation and transpiration, so with which so it will affects the water and soil regime in the certain areas, especially in the long dry spells like in the summers. So the evaporation and transpiration would be more, then the soil will get dried up and disintegration will be more prone to the soil erosion. Then next factor is the topography. So this topography refers the length and degree of the slope. So here the length and degree of the slope also decides the soil erosion rate. And if the slope increases, the kinetic energy of the water flowing down also increases, with which it will carry more amount of soil from the uphill to the downwards. Thereby, the soil erosion will be influenced. So, in this way, the length and degree of the slope also affects the soil erosion. Next is vegetation. So as I told, vegetation is the most important thing. So if there is no vegetative cover, the raindrop falls directly on the earth surface, will loses the soil surface. So this vegetation cover acts as the interceptor between the raindrops and the soil surface. So if you have a good vegetative cover, then so it acts as the interceptor between the raindrops and the soil particles. It will absorb the kinetic energy of the raindrops. And the roots of vegetation also gives the binding effects for the soil. So it will hold the soil. Then the loss of vegetation cover increases the splash erosion that lead to the loss of fertile soil and leads to the loss of productivity. Next factor is the soil properties. So there are various types of the soil. So these various types of the soil are having the various properties like texture, structure, organic matter, content, influence. So these are all factors influences the detachment and transportation of the soil. Actually, soil detachability increases with the size of the particle. If the size of the particle is more, it is vulnerable to detachment more. If the size of the particle is less, so it cannot be detached easily. But so if the size of the particle is more, it can detach easily, but it cannot be transported easily. Okay. So if the size of the particle is less, it is difficult to detach, but once it is detached, it is easy to transport. So in this way, detachability and transportation depends on size of the particles. For example, sand and silt are having more size. They are difficult to transport but easy to detach. But clay is having a less size, particle size. So it is difficult to detach but easy to transport because of its less size. So that is how the soil properties affects the soil erosion. So these are the four properties upon which the soil erosion depends on. Next is the ill effects of soil erosion. The major land degradation problems due to soil erosion occurs due to four main problems. One is erosion by wind and water, waterlogging, soil salinity, and shifting cultivations. These are the four main ill effects of soil erosion. First, if you see soil erosion by wind and water, we already discussed about this. Around 147 metric hectares of the area has been affected by the water and wind erosion. Around 69 metric hectare is in the critical stage, which needs immediate attention. So wind erosion is mainly restricted to states like Rajasthan, Gujarat and Haryana. So where the low rainfall is there the wind erosion is more. The severity of wind erosion is inversely related to the rainfall. So as I told, lesser the rainfall, more is the wind erosion. Around 4 metric hectares of the country is affected by the problem of gullies and ravines. So we discussed about the gullies, and ravines means larger, deeper and wider gullies are called as ravines. Water logging. So as the amount of water increases on the surface, so it satisfies the infiltration rate. So once the infiltration rate is satisfied, then the surface flooding may occur, which means overland flow will increase. So it may be due to the surface flooding or the water table rise. So an area of around 8.53 metric hectares has been affected by the problem of waterlogging. So this waterlogging increases the overland flow. So this is more seen in the states like Assam, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Orissa, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Punjab and Haryana. So these are the states which are affected with the waterlogging problem, due to which the land degradation occurs. Next is soil salinity. As we know, the salinity means the salt content in the soil. This mainly occurs in the coastal areas, but it may occur in the inland area also. So around 5.5 metric hectares has been affected with the soil salinity. Next is the shifting cultivation. It is also termed as zooming. So zooming means, so the people select the appropriate forest area or hillside area and cut the trees or burn the trees, clean the area, and carry out the cultural activities for few years. Then they will move to the fresh site. So this land become barren and lead to the more and more soil erosion by the action of water and wind. So this phenomenon is called as zooming, and this is more seen in the areas like Andhra Pradesh and Orissa. So we can see people in Andhra Pradesh and Orissa, so these kind of problems.